Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 23 short format review. So, Skoal, long cut, peach tobacco blend. What is it? Taking a look at the lid, everything is in silver is raised. The boxed rim is in U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company style. Skoal is raised, the half. Everything except for where it says long cut. That is flat to the can. It is a yellow center fading to a darker orange. They have gone back to the gunmetal gray between the outer band and that inner half circle. There's a slight raise between the upper and the warning label. Going to the side, you have manufacturer's information. This is a 1.2 net weight ounce can, standard size dip can. It is tax class M, as is all U.S. dipping tobacco products. It is a product of the U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company of Nashville, Tennessee, the makers of Skoal, of Copenhagen, Husky, and Red Seal. Long cut branding. Then you have general information and the scrunched U.S. Smokeless warning label. Then small branding, long cut, and flavor. The general information is that this is 100% U.S. grown tobacco. Underage sale is prohibited. Sale is only allowed in the United States, and that this is smokeless tobacco, so put your lighters away. On the back, you have the guaranteed fresh stamp can and a sell-by date, which in this case is January 5th, 2020. This is actually the first U.S. smokeless product that I've had that's been dated for 2020. Papery band, a little bit of a rubbery aspect to it, not as much so as, let's say, a Grizzly product, though. Opening the can up. Get some light on there. The product looks, for Skoal, pretty moist. And that is registering. It's got a little bit more of a brown tinge to it than it shows on my camera. The smell is a natural peach. It's a bit... Actually, it's coming across as a bit pungent on this. Not to make it sound bad. It's not bad. Let me get you a shot of... Yeah, this is pretty darn moist for a Skoal product in my experience. The cut is the Skoal long cut. It's a good cut. It's clingy. It's not as long as, let's say, a Stoker's product, but it does what it's supposed to do. I'm not backing it with a finger or anything. And, you know, you can see. I'm going to throw this in and I'm going to hit the pause button. Back in a minute. So, Skoal, long cut peach tobacco blend. What is it? It is a good tasting peach dip, basically. And this one, the moisture level seems much higher than what I'm used to with a Skoal product. Basically what you have is a peach that isn't quite as candy-esque as, let's say, the Timberwolf peach. All right. The reason for that is the peach flavor itself is a more natural peach flavor. But also, as with basically all Skoal products, they have only used the peach flavor to an extent, and there's a strong underlying dark tobacco taste. And when it comes to this product, it works for me. Now, I am not a big fan of Skoal. It is quality stuff. Not a question in my mind. The nicotine in Skoal products is usually a bit lower. In this one, it's even lower still, although this does, I have been told, have a higher nicotine content than the cherry. All in all, you can't beat the Skoal cut. I mean, it's not as long as Stoker's, but it is a really, really quality cut that pinches well, stays well formed, stays firm, stays in place. I have no complaints there. Usually my complaints with Skoal products are they're too dry. Not that they're not supposed to be. I believe they're meant to be that way. They're too dry for my personal tastes. Although that seems not to be the case with this one. And the nicotine's a little bit too low. But for beginners, seriously, for beginners, Skoal products are a pretty safe bet. If you don't want to be bowled over by nicotine, okay, and you want to be able to pinch with some success right from the start, I'd go with a Skoal product. And out of all the Skoal products, the peach is usually if I'm buying a Skoal product of my own accord outside of reviews and whatnot, it's this. It's a good tasting peach, and you have the tobacco presence there, and for my own personal taste, they've hit it just right in between the two. All right, nicotine is a little bit lower. Yes, it is. It is not as candy-esque as the Timberwolf product, which I like it too. This is just different from it, and I like both of them for their differences. So that is what this is. If you see it, you want to mix it up a little bit, give it a try. Just keep in mind it might not be enough nicotine for you. Don't have your everyday, don't toss it to the side and forget about it, because you may need that at some point. That's what it is. This has been the short format review of Skoal's Long Cut Peach Tobacco Blend. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and the shout-outs will happen in a longer format video, probably the next one coming. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and as always, God bless.